With a red carpet and dazzling lights greeting guests on their way into the Fort Lewis College Community Concert Hall, Durango Rocks truly felt like Durango's version of the Academy Awards. Nominees were nervous, but honored to be candidates for the annual awards event hosted by the Durango Chamber of Commerce.
Well, I was surprised, and I didn't know who would have been so kind to have nominated me.
Well, this is our third time, so I'm hoping that the third time is a charm rather than 3 strikes and you're out.
More than 450 of Durango's movers and shakers, business leaders, and politicians came to honor this year's award winners. The lively crowd laughed and tapped their feet along with Durango's own video rendition of the Cup Song produced by Christina Knickerbocker, who owns Paint the Dog Productions. Then it was on to the awards ceremony. Dr. Joel Jones, president of the Durango Chamber of Commerce, presented Richard Ballantyne with the Citizen of the Year Award. Ballantyne recently retired as publisher of the Durango Herald, but continues as chairman of the board for Ballantyne Communications. A community philanthropist and volunteer, Ballantyne has served on the Fort Lewis College Board of Trustees, the Fort Lewis College Foundation, and many other state and national boards. Ballantyne follows in his mother's footsteps. Morley Ballantyne was named the first Woman Citizen of the Year in 1990. While past Citizens of the Year looked on, Ballantyne congratulated other nominees John Mahoney and Greg McClanahan.
But I just want to say that a part of this community that's impressed me in the last decade, or last half decade, I think, is the effort that's being put into this community to create jobs.
The coveted Business of the Year was awarded to Ecosphere Environmental Services, an environmental consulting company owned by Michael Fitzgerald. Other nominees included Durango Joe's Coffee House and the Doubletree Hotel. In a backstage interview, Fitzgerald said he was honored to be in Durango after moving the company from Farmington.
When I moved here 17 years ago and came here without a job, I went to a couple kind of job hunting agencies and I told them what I wanted to do, and they said, well, that's a professional job. And at that time, they didn't have anything but non-professional jobs in town. So for me to grow the company to 43 professionals that are able to set their roots in Durango and establish families means the world to me. I have such a great time with this company and doing business in Durango and throughout the region that I'm just over the top tonight.
Small Business of the Year honors were awarded to Basin Printing and Imaging, now a family-owned business operated by the Hammond family. Other nominees were Shaw Solar and Allison Ragadale Photography, but Alice and her husband Matt Hoagland didn't leave the ceremony empty-handed. The two were named the Young Professionals of the Year.
Well, owning a family business is a struggle, but it has its good points and bad points, and it just, our employees do so much for us that it's actually just not for the Hammond family, it's for all our employees, past, present, and grateful for them and all they've done in the community, because printing for the community has been what has made Basin successful, because I'd say the majority of part of our printing is from just the communities.
Young Professionals of Durango, or YPODs as they're called, is the Chamber's networking, social, and volunteer group for young businessmen and women ages 21 to 39. Ragsdale and Hoagland said they were grateful to have the support.
I think they just support young professionals in Durango, and sometimes in a world where it feels like it's a lot of adults that have done it for a long time, sometimes you just need a support group to support some young people and tell you that you're doing it the right way.
Other young professionals, Eric Sirois and Joe Stork, owners of Rent-A-Man, were honored with the Entrepreneur of the Year Award. The marketing savvy duo supports the Women's Resource Center of Durango by entering a team every year in the Men Who Grill fundraiser in June, and by donating 16 hours of handyman work auctioned at the nonprofit's annual Girls Night Out event in August. It's all about supporting the community that supports them, they said.
We have fun with it. We go all out. We go big. Go big or go home. We make everything as big as we can. It might be ridiculous and we might offend a couple of people every once in a while, but that's okay with us because we get things done.
Durango's beer industry won its share of awards, with Ska Brewing winning the Spirit of Durango Award and Chris Euler of Steamworks receiving the Barbara Conrad Award from Leadership La Plata. Leadership La Plata is the Chamber's leadership training program that introduces potential leaders to the inner workings of the Durango community. Also honoring outstanding leadership in the community is the Morley Ballantyne Award. This award honors women in the community who make significant contributions to business and community development and who mentor and support other women leaders. The winner is kept a secret until announced at Durango Rocks, and this year's recipient, Carrie Siggins, Chief Executive Officer of Stone Age Waterjet Tools, said she was truly surprised by the honor.
I had no idea that I was even a possibility for this award. In fact, my husband told me the day before yesterday that I was supposed to be coming to this, and he thought it was because his company was nominated for something. So I obviously have not been paying very much attention to what's going on around me because I had no idea.
Diplomat of the Year award winner was Bev Thieberg. The Diplomats are just that. They're a group of volunteers who welcome new chamber members and businesses into the community. They serve as hosts at various chamber events, and they provide hospitality whenever called. And finally, the nonprofit community has its honors too. This year's recipient of the Bill Mishaw Volunteer of the Year award was Terry Swan, who has been largely credited with pulling the Durango's Art Center from the brink of disaster. Swan, a retired Air Force colonel, wasn't on hand to accept his award. Rather, his wife, Dinah Swan, accepted it in his honor.
I think he'll be real thrilled with this. You know, I remember teaching school, and if I would get good evaluation, that motivated me. So I think these awards do maybe help you, go on, do more, do better.
Nonprofit of the Year honors were awarded to the Boys and Girls Club of La Plata County, much to the delight of the board and staff. It was the third year that the club had been nominated, and the wait was worth it.
Just to be nominated is always special, and to finally not be the bridesmaid, I got to admit, is a pretty special feeling. And obviously, it truly does take a village to raise a child, and that's why we represent the way we do. So, couldn't do it without the board, the volunteers, obviously the staff members and kids. We're kids. Wouldn't exist. So I just can't say how proud I am of being a part of this organization, part of this community, and great futures truly do start here, and we'll continue to work hard.
Durango Rocks truly was a celebration of Durango and the people who make it rock.
Thank you. Thank you, Durango.